G'day everybody, welcome back. No, I'm not on the Distinguished Gentleman's Ride, but I did go last week. There was a bit of a story about what happened there. So I was initially going to just film it like I have in prior years, put a bit of a music backdrop to it and float it out there for all to see. And then I got to chatting to Penny from Tasmanian Adventure Rider. He offered to help me with that, and I said, well, why don't you film it and film it for your channel? He agreed to that, and then long story short, he was committed elsewhere with his SS Holden Commodore Club. So I made the last minute decision to, I'll put some cameras on the bike. This year, Katie Abdillah had organised the ride again. If you saw last year's video, you would have saw the interview that I did with Katie. And she popped a post on the Facebook group saying, tonight's the night, make sure you do your last minute maintenance. And I'm thinking, yeah, no point telling me. I don't have a chain to lubricate and I know my bike runs. And it was a beautiful day on that day. And then the next morning, the day of the ride, it was quite a miserable day. Typical Hobart spring day. So we had rain, then we had sun, then we had rain, then we had sun, then we had cold rain, then we had sun. We had wind and we had rain and then we had sun. So it was a real mix of a day. I went to leave here in the morning and I pushed basket case outside into the weather and hit the start button and it just went click, click, flat battery. I hadn't left it on the tender, and if I don't ride it for a few days, the battery's only just big enough, because I went to an AGM and I was restricted by the packaging size. The battery is only just big enough to get the bike to run. It needs to be 100% charged. So there was me struggling in my bag of fruit out there trying to get this bike to run, and it was a bit of a nightmare. In the end, I jump started it off my ute and headed off. So I had two cameras because I was wearing my old 1950s style helmet. I didn't have it mic'd up, so I just had the Jaws clamp. I was just going to use that, and also the one on the bar looking back at me. Got down the road and I heard this noise and I looked down and there were my Allen keys rolling down the road. And because I'd left them sitting on the engine, I was in a rush to take the seat cowl off to get get to the battery. So I picked them up, turned around, discussed. By this time it started to rain, and I came back home and I just thought, to hell with it. I threw the cameras on the bench here and I just rode off, and I thought, I'm just going to enjoy the ride. I don't want to have any more stresses. I'm just going to go to the meeting point and enjoy the ride, which I did. It was a really good roll-up of bikes. So Hobart raised over $20,000, and of that, the guy that raised the most was a fellow by the name of Daryl Young and his dog, Georgie Young. So there was a bit of a competition between him and his dog, and between them they raised almost half of what was raised by Hobart. So what an outstanding effort. And he's got a beautiful, he's got a beautiful Royal Enfield that he purchased. And he came and introduced himself to me because he watches this channel. So absolutely outstanding effort, Daryl. Congratulations on the amount that you were able to raise and the pooch. And I hope you had a really good day. Personally, we raised over $1,200, and I want to thank everybody that contributed. And I also want to thank all of you guys that follow this channel that were out there doing it too. And you get a bit of, there are people that sort of say, I don't have the right bike, they told me I can't ride. Well, yeah, it's a theme ride. You need to get past that. It means that you probably can't go and enjoy the ride, but you can still contribute to the cause by donating to somebody that you either know, or a random person, or someone like myself, or whatever. You can contribute to that fundraising, and which is at the end of the day what it's all about. I took photos of some bikes, so there were some nice bikes rolled up. There was an HRD, there was this beautiful Halewood replica, nice Kawasaki's, and then of course the custom bikes that guys play with in their sheds. So there was a nice little group of bikes that we had at Hobart, and it was a very well put together ride. Everyone got through safely. As I said, I didn't take any video or photographs, but I did manage to get my head on the TV. So I'll just play the Channel 7 Tasmania footage from the ride, what they did, what they covered, and we'll leave it at that. So until next time, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and comment, and I will catch you next time on Andy's Motorcycle Obsessions. Bye for now.
Dozens of avid motorcycle riders today ditched their leathers for formal coats and ties as they roared through the streets of Hobart. The global-wide Distinguished Gentleman's Ride aiming to shine a light on men's mental and physical health issues.
They may not look like your typical bike fanatics, but these dapper riders are today revving their engines to peddle their message for men's health.
Basically, the event is about raising money and awareness for prostate cancer and men's mental health, and basically the prevention of suicide in men.
Deadly issues understood all too well by this 73-year-old motorcyclist. Roger was diagnosed with prostate cancer 18 months ago and has since struggled with his mental health.
80% of people who get prostate cancer get severe mental health problems. Some of that's because you've got cancer, but some of it's also because of the hormone treatment. And yes, so I have suffered.
He finished his last bout of treatment over a month ago and hit the road on his 1962 Honda CB92 to urge other men to pay their doctor a visit.
I've spoken to some of these men and I said, oh, have you had any PSA? No. I was lucky, I got mine in time. Mine was particularly aggressive. If I'd waited another 3 or 4 months, I'd be in serious trouble.
There are so many men out there who need that extra help. So many men need more awareness about getting their prostates checked, and this is a really great way to do it.
The Hobart group has raised around $20,000. If you or anyone you know needs help, contact Lifeline. Ruby Kamane, 7 Tasmania News.